relation to forefront of global disruption, not to mention our cyber security is noted at significant risk, and noting in the summary that we do not have a dedicated cyber security resource in-house, would it not be prudent to fund such a position to ensure protection to our organisation is maximised?
CEO.
Thank you, through the Chair. The response to that question is expert cybersecurity resources are extremely scarce and come at a premium that is difficult to sustain for an organisation of this size. Rather than competing for a single expensive resource who may not be retained in the long term, foundational cyber capability has been built across key internal staff and is supplemented with outsourced specialist expertise. This hybrid model provides better coverage than in a single dedicated position, as it avoids the risk of all cyber knowledge leaving with one person.
Thank you. Councillor Broad.
Thank you. And 10.2, the Enterprise Risk Management Report. Firstly, I'd like to thank the staff for the work that they're undertaking to improve the accuracy of risk reporting, and that this remains a priority to the organisation. My question is around the stormwater assets, and given that the stormwater assets are currently rated as not fit for purpose, I'm asking what measures can be taken to address that funding shortfall, and how do we plan to elevate the condition of these assets to an acceptable level?
CEO, thank you.
Thank you, through the Chair, for the question. The draft Stormwater Asset Management Plan 2024 recommends increases to annual renewal expenditure to renew the current poor and very poor stormwater assets over the first 10 years of the plan. To improve the quality of our stormwater assets, an increase in expenditure needs to be combined with ongoing condition, functionality and water quality assessments to enable a progressive improvement of the city's stormwater network to an acceptable level of service. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my next, thank you, Acting CEO. My next question is around the building asset management. The report indicates that current expenditure levels for building assets are insufficient. What specific changes do you propose to ensure that we can maintain these assets in an acceptable condition over the long term?
Acting CEO.
Thank you, through the Chair. The draft Buildings Asset Management Plan 2024 identifies that the currently proposed expenditure in the long-term financial plan is insufficient to maintain the city's building portfolio in an acceptable condition over the long term. In accordance with the plan, the city is undertaking individual asset management plans for our large, critical, high-use buildings, which will include componentized data. That's a tricky one. These individual asset management plans will be completed within the current financial year and will be better inform what components need to be renewed and maintained. The asset management strategy, which is proposed to be developed in the 2026-2027 financial year, will detail how the city will improve the condition of its building assets and other asset classes, and will outline how funding gaps will be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you. And my final question is around the adoption of asset management strategies. How can we ensure that the upcoming asset management strategy, once adopted in the fourth quarter of this year, will be effectively integrated into our decision-making processes, given that the previous 15-year plan was not actively followed?
Acting CEO, thank you.
Through the Chair, thank you. In the fourth quarter, Council will be presented with 9 asset management plans covering the city's asset portfolio. These plans quantify renewal needs and provide an evidence base for prioritised investment decisions. Achieving success will rely on disciplined decision-making to ensure capital and renewal funding decisions align with the targets and principles set out in the strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, CEO. Thank you, Councillor Broad. And I will, we did move away from this previously, but when we go back through the minute, or when we go through these agenda briefings going forward, I will just be asking those chairs of each committee to just give an outline when their minutes are coming up to address any of those concerns as well, or any other questions. So keep that in mind for chairs of groups. That's what we're going with. Great, thank you. Thanks, Councillor Broad. Thank you, councillors. That does bring us to a close of this particular agenda briefing session. Thank you all for joining us. I will just ask elected members, there's one more item to discuss just now. If I can ask you to hang back for 5 minutes, and we'll deal with that now if we could do so. But I would declare this agenda briefing closed, and thank you for all for attending. Thank you.